What Russians think about black people. You have to consider that Russia is like 90% white people. Like literally you can live all life in Russia and never see a one black person in your life. So they're always like super exotic. We take pictures with them when we see them. Since we never had this experience and education, we can use words that you guys would never use here referring to black people. And not because we're racist and we hate somebody, because we're not educated on race sensibilities and we never participated in the history of you know what. So we think like, I can say that it doesn't sound offensive coming from a Russian.
What? That one is mind blowing. I'm surprised. Please always be kind and loving.
Say, y'all, I really don't think people understand the severity of this here. This right here, the severity of this here. Look here, I'm gonna tell y'all what this here mean, okay? This for those that don't know and might not understand. This means I got a bomb, something that could potentially go boom, especially if you cause it to flip over, roll over, run over, any other thing to do over. You feel what I'm saying? So what I need y'all to do is I need y'all to, when y'all see me riding this, get out the way. Cause this here
Oh,
means
man.
death.
Brother.
D-E-F. Death. Definitely everybody fucked. We don't need these problems, okay? So for y'all that wanna ride up under me and be all on your phone, doing your little rude makeup and all that, get away from me. I'm trying to make it home. And everybody in the vicinity trying to make it home too. But if you just so happen to trip out, and this thing here
Man.
go boom,
Death.
death.
Definitely death.
Definitely
Oh.
everybody fucked.
I should make a road for you, brother. Oh, because that thing sounds scary.
I'm not sure if this is true, but it sure looks like it was true. 10 years ago, over a decade ago, Ryan found a cave that led to Disneyland restrooms. The entrance of a secret cave that goes into Disneyland.
Ah, is
I
that
don't know
true?
about this part, but I do know about this part. Watch the video until the end, share this video with someone you love, care, and respect, and what's your thoughts
Let's
in
go.
the comment section.
Entrance of the secret cave that goes into Disneyland. Now, if this works and it actually does go into Disneyland, I have an annual pass, so I'm not trying to steal admission. Here goes. It's kind of short. I think I made it. I think I made it.
Is this a real place?
I did make it.
Ah,
I made it. I made it, I made it, I made it.
look at this.
I am in
What?
Disneyland. It works. The
Ah.
game is real.
No way, that is a real video, my friends. Uh-huh.
Abby. You're Ava?
Oh,
Sorry.
Harper, come here.
Wow. Hey, this is ranking the best confusing twins. Cut this. Wow. Look at number 4, the ones you got.
Cat, pick up all the blocks.
Myself, I also get difficulties differentiating two people that look together also. Eh?
No, your cat.
What?
Cat.
If parents can mistake what they brought to this world, what? Then imagine other people.
Come on into the bed.
I don't even know which one that is.
That looks like a
Wow, this is just incredible, my friends. Could there be anyone watching that could have a twin? Tell us. Is there any instance where people ever confused you? I know there must be many because I, if myself, have confused those twins several times. Wow, that is just incredible, my friends. This world is full of incredible
I'm reading the
stuff.
entire Bible cover to cover again, and here's what stood out to me today in Genesis 9. Now, after the flood, when judgment had fallen, God made a covenant, not just with Noah, but with every living creature
Every
of all
living
flesh.
creature.
Remember that. Now, to confirm this covenant, God provided us with a visible, physical sign in the sky, the rainbow, a phenomenon caused by reflection, refraction, and dispersion of light. Also, remember that. Now, if you've ever seen a rainbow in the sky, you can't help but stop and marvel at its beauty and glory. And this is exactly what got me thinking about what Isaiah says in chapter number 40. The glory of the Lord shall be revealed, and all flesh shall see it together. Now, just like Genesis 9, Isaiah 40 will use the same term, all flesh, or in Hebrew, kol basar. But this is where it gets interesting. In Matthew 24:30, Jesus will explain to his disciples about his second coming. He'll say this, "Then the sign of the Son of Man will appear in heaven, and all the tribes of the land will mourn. They will see the Son of Man coming on the clouds of heaven with great power and glory." A sign will be seen in the heavens and more specifically on the clouds according to Jesus. That's exactly the same as how the rainbow sign is revealed in Noah's story. Now, Revelation adds to what Jesus says in Matthew. It says, "Behold, he is coming with the clouds and every eye will see him, even those who pierced him." So here's my point. God's mercy in Noah's story was signified with a rainbow, a radiant display of light in the heavens amongst the clouds. And yet, this is a mere foreshadowing of what is to come. As the Gospel of John will say, we have received grace on top of grace. If a glimpse of God's mercy is revealed through the rainbow, then the fullness of God's mercy will be revealed at the coming of Messiah on the clouds. God's first covenantal display of mercy was revealed with a rainbow in the clouds. And God's final covenantal sign of mercy to all flesh will be revealed with the second coming of Messiah in the clouds.
Wow, that's a good vibes explanation from interesting soul there. It's wonderful listening to other humans.
Hey, can't park there.
Appreciate you, brother.
Can't park there, mate.
Fuck off!
Can't park there.
You okay?
Hey, you can't park there.
You okay?
What?
No.
Hey,
You cannot
what happened?
park there.
I don't think you can park there. Oh.
Yeah, you guys can't park here.
Oh shit, really?
Yeah.
You can't park that there, mate.
Humans are just wonderful, my friends.
Excuse me, you can park here. You can't park there. It's alright, mate.
What's the name of this road?
You can't park there, sir.
I know I can't.
Humans are lovely, my friends.
Every country on Earth is in debt. The United States owes $38 trillion. Japan
What?
owes $9 trillion. The entire planet owes
What do we owe
$315
then?
trillion, 3 times the size of the global economy. But here's the paradox that should terrify you. If everyone owes money, who exactly is owed? The answer isn't what you think. Because when you follow the chain of creditors, when you track who actually holds the debt, you discover something disturbing. The world doesn't owe money to anyone in particular. It owes money to itself. But 4 men, 4 bankers across 3 centuries, designed it that way. Deliberately. They built a system where debt can never be repaid, where governments borrow forever, where interest flows eternally upward, and where the people who designed the trap profit from every payment, every crisis, every bailout. This isn't conspiracy. This is documented history. The meetings happened, the contracts exist, the mechanisms are public record. And once you see how they built it, you'll understand why 38 trillion isn't a problem to be solved. It's the system working exactly as designed. Let me show you the 4 architects, the 4 moments when the debt trap was engineered, and why every government on Earth is now caught inside it with no way out. Before 1694, kings borrowed money the old way. They'd go to merchants or nobles, promise repayment with interest. And if they couldn't pay, they'd default. Creditors lost money. Kings borrowed from someone else. It was risky for lenders and embarrassing for kings, but it was contained. Debt was temporary, either repaid or defaulted. The system cleared. William Paterson changed everything. He was a Scottish merchant and financial schemer who tried and failed multiple times to get rich. In 1691, he had an idea that would reshape civilization. England was at war with France. King William III needed money desperately. The treasury was empty. Tax revenue couldn't cover war costs. And traditional lenders were refusing new loans because England had defaulted before. Paterson approached the king with a proposal. He would organize a group of wealthy merchants to lend the government £1.2 million. That's about 300 million in today's money. A massive sum. But here's the innovation. The loan would never be repaid. Instead, the government would pay interest forever, 8% annually. And to manage this arrangement, Paterson proposed creating a new institution, the Bank of England. The mechanics were revolutionary. The merchant lenders would give their gold to the Bank of England. The bank would lend it to the government. The government would pay interest annually from tax revenue. And the bank would pay that interest to the merchant lenders. But here's the critical detail. The government wouldn't repay the principal, ever. The loan was permanent. Why would merchants accept this? Because the interest payment was guaranteed by Parliament. It was backed by the government's taxing power. As long as England could tax its citizens, the interest would flow. And the banknotes the lenders received in exchange for their gold could be traded. They were as good as money, better than money, because they paid interest. Parliament approved Paterson's scheme in 1694. The Bank of England was chartered. The merchants provided their gold. The government got its war funding. And for the first time in history, national debt became permanent. Not a problem to solve, a feature of the system. And here's what nobody explains about why this was brilliant for the bankers. The government paid 8% interest annually on £1.2 million. That's £96,000 per year, forever. The merchants had essentially bought an annuity from the government. As long as England existed, as long as it could tax, the money flowed. And if they wanted their gold back, they could sell the banknotes to someone else. The debt was transferable but never repayable. But Paterson's real genius was what came next. The Bank of England was given the right to issue banknotes backed by the government's debt. They could print paper money up to the value of the loan. This created money out of debt. The government's IOU became currency. And the more the government borrowed, the more money could be created. This is the template. Government borrows, never repays principal, pays interest forever. And the debt itself becomes money. It's brilliant if you're a banker. Catastrophic if you're a taxpayer. Because you're paying interest on debt that will never disappear. Within 50 years, every major European power copied the model. France created the Banque Générale. The Netherlands already had sophisticated banking, but formalized government debt issuance. And by 1790, the newly independent United States adopted the same system. Alexander Hamilton, who we talked about before, explicitly modeled America's financial system on the Bank of England, permanent debt, interest paid from taxes, bonds traded as currency. Paterson died in 1719, not particularly wealthy, despite creating the Bank of England. But the system he built persists 331 years later. The Bank of England still exists. British government debt has never been paid off. It's been refinanced, rolled over, and expanded, but never eliminated. The debt trap was set in 1694, and every government since has walked into it willingly.
Wow, my friend, did you know that? Hey, that one is mind-blowing.
I want you to watch closely. Is this real magic or something else? Let me know in the comments. But I really want to open the discussion on how this is done. Medical professionals, nurses, whatever. Is this possible? How is he doing this? How is he doing this? And how is he doing this at the end? Does real magic exist? Is this some of it? Watch closely. And don't try this at home. Watch where this goes.
What? I can't believe you.
Watch.
Is he trying to remove it from the eyes? God. Eyes, like that's what he's planning to do.
Right? Watch this.
Why? This is not safe. What is this? What?
Right? Can you explain that? Does magic exist?
That is
You
not.
gotta judge.
That is witchcraft. Voodoo. What do you call it?
What is going on in Hollywood? Yeah, I live in the Hollywood area and I've been here half my life, and yeah, it's nuts. We all know it's crazy and these people are insane. But what the hell is going on with people's faces? Let's take a look at Megan Fox's new face. And by the way, that's the name of her baby. Saga Blade Fox Baker. but what's going on with the face? She used to be so attractive. What happened to that? Not only that, what happened to Zac Efron? He used to be an attractive guy.
Wow.
And now let's take a look at
My
his
friend,
face.
come look at this person. They
What
look like robots.
is that? That looks like a cross between
This is
a
not
tan
real.
David Hasselhoff and the Incredible Hulk. What is going on? Did you see Miley Cyrus lately? Let's take a look at her face.
This look like robots.
What is... Why is a young girl like that? Why is she getting buccal fat removal? What are they doing? Stop!
My friends, do you think those are real people? To be honest, they don't look real.
Video that I sent you about that dude breaking down exactly what's in flour and why it fucks us up. Do you remember that video?
Explain to me why I can eat bread in Spain and in Greece, Italy, no problem. Why I was gluten free in 15 years. I've been gluten free in Canada, America. Can't eat it.
That's because in America, what we call bread can't even be considered food in parts of Europe. See, here in America, it's not so much the gluten as what we've done to the grain. About 200 years ago, we started stripping the bran and germ, or the fiber and nutrients, to make flour shelf stable, also nutritionally dead. Because the nutrients were gone, we enriched it with folic acid, which a large majority of the population can't even metabolize, therefore many people experience fatigue, anxiety, hyperactivity, and inflammation. But then the bread wasn't white enough, so they bleached it with chlorine gas, and the bread didn't rise enough, so they added a carcinogen called potassium bromate, which is banned in several countries like Europe, the UK, and even China. Then we wanted to ramp up production, so we started using glyphosate to dry out the wheat before harvest, causing endocrine disruption and damaging your gut. So now you're bloated, brain fogged, tired, and blame gluten, but gluten is just the scapegoat. The real issue is ultra-processed, chemically altered, bleached, bromated, fake vitamin-filled wheat soaked in glyphosate. This isn't bread. This is.
My friends, English people, what are you guys always eating? It's suppressing when you hear stories like
Yo,
this.
y'all ever had a can of... Probably my favorite drink right now. Fresh, ice-cold can of...
Yo, what the fuck? Why does your can look so skinny? My can is thicker. That's weird. You must have the limited edition. But that kid is not wrong. I've seen a lot of people telling him that's not real. I sell it here in my store, but his can is a lot thinner. I don't know why. I mean, this is my can of... Now, they have these. I have a supplier who gives them to me. Anyway,
what is this? Why doesn't it have a label? English people, what is that drink apart from the issue of the can?
Trump family's attempt to launch a new smartphone is off to a rough start. You may remember back in June, Eric Trump and Donald Trump Jr. announced the launch of a new American-made mobile phone along with a wireless service they called Trump Mobile. The release was originally slated to happen in August, but now it's November and people are still waiting.
This was branded as a made in the USA phone. In fact, they said so on their website. But interestingly, as I've been trying to follow the development of this phone, they tweaked the wording on their website, and now the mention of the made in the USA is completely scrubbed. The smartphone experts that I've been speaking with, they said it's not technically possible to build an entirely made in the USA phone right now at that price point and at that development timeline. That's why there's skepticism about whether or not this phone...
Why is that real thing going on? What? Lots of things happening in the technology world, in different places across the world, and strange things are going on, my friends. It's quite surprising what you see here. Thanks for your time. Today's videos, I enjoyed it. What about you? Tell us in the comment section. Now, child of God, before we wrap up today's episode, let's share a word from the book of wisdom, Jeremiah chapter 33 verse 3. It says, "Call to me and I will answer you and tell you great and unsearchable things you do not know." Child of God, let's give thanks and end this episode. Thank you, wonderful creator of all, for this good day you had. Thank you for the experience you had with your precious soul. Thank you, Father, for the words from the book of wisdom. Thank you for your love. Thank you for forgiveness of all our sins, Father. In your holy name, Jesus Christ, we give thanks. Amen. Child of God, till next time, have some good time and share the videos with friends and family. Bye bye. Peace, man. I've been your host and friend, Y311H.